14 things we miss from the 1980s in Great Britain. It's a damp, grey afternoon in 1985. Rain patters softly on your coat as you make your way down a bustling British high street. Puddles ripple under passing cars. The clink of coins in your pocket feels heavier than it really is because back then, even small change could still get you something. The air is alive with smells. Hot fish and chips from the corner shop. Fresh bread from the bakery. A hint of cigarette smoke drifting out of the pub doorway as laughter spills into the street. You pass Woolworths. That big bright red sign seems to glow against the clouds. Through the glass, you see cassette tapes stacked like treasures. The pick and mix stand glistening under the fluorescent lights. Toys lined up neatly in the window, ready to be pressed against by small noses and sticky fingers. It wasn't just a shop. It was a feeling. A Britain that felt warmer, friendlier, full of small, simple joys. Today, we're stepping back into the heart of the 1980s in Great Britain. 14 things we miss dearly from those unforgettable years. Stay with me until the end, because some of these memories will hit you right in the heart. 1. Woolworths, the king of the high street. Remember walking into Woolies with just a single £1 and feeling like you could buy the world? Woolworths was more than a shop. It was a destination. You could go in for a packet of envelopes and somehow leave with a toy car, a new pop single, and a bag of pick and mix. The aisles smelled faintly of floor polish and plastic packaging, and that pick and mix counter pure heaven. Plastic scoops clinking in metal trays, paper bags crinkling as you filled them with cola bottles, jelly babies, and those little chocolate mice with tiny sugar-sprinkled eyes. It wasn't just for children, parents loved Woolies too. School uniforms in September, Christmas decorations in December, cheap sunglasses in July, and in the record section, you might find your next favorite band on cassette or vinyl, if you got there before your mate bought the last copy. When Woolworths finally closed its doors in 2009, it didn't just feel like the end of a shop. It felt as if someone had locked away a piece of our childhood and thrown away the key. 2. The Saturday morning television ritual. Can you still hear the theme tune to Going Live? Or Swap Shop? Saturday mornings in the 1980s were sacred. No alarms, no rushing out the door. Just you, the television, and maybe a sibling or two fighting over the best seat on the sofa. The moment that theme music started, you were transported into another world. Cartoons, live phone-ins, interviews, chaos and laughter in equal measure. The presenters felt like your mates. Kids sent in drawings and birthday messages, and if yours was read out on air, you felt like a star. The prizes were simple. A BMX bicycle, a cassette player, maybe even a trip to see your favorite pop star. It wasn't just television. It was a shared national experience. Every child in Britain watching. At the very same time, 3 British rail sandwiches and train travel. Ever eaten a sandwich so bad? You still remember it decades later? British rail sandwiches were legendary. Curled bread, mysterious fillings, cling film wrapped tight across the top. You ate them anyway, because they were part of the journey. Train travel in the 1980s wasn't sleek or high speed. It was character, the heavy slam of a carriage door, the draft from a rattling window, the clatter of wheels on the track, and the faint scent of diesel drifting through the air. You'd pass rolling green fields, tiny stations with peeling paint, station masters in peaked caps waving proudly from the platform. The buffet car served instant coffee, in paper cups so thin you had to hold them carefully. It wasn't perfect, but it was ours, and somehow, it felt more human. 4. The red telephone box. How many of us remember the panic of running out of change mid-call? In the 1980s, if you needed to phone home, you went straight to the red telephone box. Chipped paint, scratched glass, and that unmistakable smell of damp paper and metal. You'd push open the heavy door, drop in a coin, dial the number, and speak fast. Because every extra second meant more money. And when the change ran out, that was it. Conversation over. They weren't just phone boxes, they were lifelines. 5. Smash potato adverts and British television commercials. 4. Mash, get smash. Those laughing Martians live rent-free in our memories. The 1980s were the golden age of adverts. The PG Tips chimps, the Milk Tray Man, the Ferrero Rocher ambassador. They weren't just selling products. They were creating characters. People actually looked forward to the advert break. We quoted them at school, copied them with friends, and remembered them for years. 6. The local chippy, wrapped in newspaper. Fish and chips always tasted better when you could smell the print on the paper. Friday nights meant queuing outside in the cold, watching steam rise from the fryer. Golden batter, hot chips, salt and vinegar soaking through the wrapping. By the time you got home, your fingers were shiny with oil and your heart felt warm. 7 mixtapes and the Walkman revolution. Do you remember the click of the play button and the soft hiss before the music began? The Walkman changed everything. No more waiting for your favorite song on the radio. You could take it with you. Anywhere. Mixtapes were more than music. They were friendship. They were romance. They were memories, recorded carefully, song by song, with a pencil always nearby to wind the tape back in. 8. The milkman. The sound of glass bottles clinking on the doorstep. A sound we rarely hear anymore. Every morning, fresh milk waiting for you. Sometimes cream, sometimes juice, sometimes eggs. And always those foil tops that children couldn't resist pressing with a finger. It wasn't just delivery. It was a friendly face. A small but meaningful connection. 9 school dinners. Love them or hate them, we all remember them. Spam fritters, shepherd's pie, pink sponge with thick yellow custard. Dinner ladies ran the hall, with firm but kind authority. Lunchtime wasn't just eating, it was the social event of the day. 10 woolen school jumpers and blazers. Scratchy, itchy, and somehow comforting. Thick wool jumpers, blazers so stiff they almost creaked. Ties that never sat straight. Uncomfortable, yes, but they meant belonging. Every school had its colors, its crest, its pride. 11. The corner shop penny sweets. How far could 50 pence stretch? In 1983, rows of glass jars, bright colors sparkling under the shop lights. Sherbet lemons, jelly babies, licorice whirls. The shopkeeper weighing them carefully on metal scales. A tiny paper bag in your hand, and happiness for the whole walk home. 12 video rental shops. Friday night meant VHS night. Before streaming, choosing a film was an event. Walls of brightly colored covers, half of them worn from years of use. You judged every film by its artwork and prayed the tape wasn't damaged. Be kind, rewind. A gentle reminder from another world. 13. The pub as a family place. A pint for dad, a panda pop for the kids. The pub was the heart of the community. Summer afternoons in the beer garden, children playing tag, grown-ups catching up on local gossip. Inside darts hitting the board, crisps rustling, laughter echoing off wooden walls. 14. The spirit of neighborhoods. Everyone knew your name, and probably your business. Neighbors chatting over garden fences. Kids playing football in the street, until the lampposts flicked on. There was always someone to lend a cup of sugar, watch your children for 10 minutes, or help carry the shopping. Life felt slower, closer, more connected. The 1980s in Great Britain weren't just a decade. They were a collection of moments, small rituals, familiar faces, from Woolworths to the Walkman, from school dinners to the local pub. Each memory is a thread in the fabric of who we are. So which of these brought a smile to your face? Share your favorite in the comments. And if you'd like to keep walking down memory lane, make sure you hit subscribe to Nostalgic British.